4:16 a.m. Eastern European Time. The radar blip appears over Poland. It shouldn't be there. NATO air defense commanders lean closer to their screens, squinting at the trajectory. The object moves too fast, too low, too deliberate. Within 90 seconds, 3 more blips join it. The room goes silent except for the hum of servers and the rapid clicking of keyboards. Someone whispers into a secure line. The words are simple, clinical. We have multiple inbound. In that instant, the old world doesn't just end. A new, harder one begins. You're asleep when it starts. Most people are. The missiles fly through darkness, crossing borders that existed on maps but mean nothing to hypersonic glide vehicles traveling at Mach 7. They don't announce themselves with sirens or warnings. The first you know about it is the flash, not the mushroom cloud from old documentaries. Just a white light that turns night into noon for 3 seconds. Your bedroom window glows. Your eyelids can't block it out. You sit up, heart hammering, reaching for your phone. The screen is black. You press the button. Nothing. You try the lamp. Dead. You walk to the window and see your neighbors doing the same. Silhouettes backlit by distant fires on the horizon. No one speaks. Everyone knows. The electromagnetic pulse from the high-altitude detonation has just fried every unshielded circuit within a 200-mile radius. Your car won't start. Your laptop is a brick. The cell towers that connected you to the world are smoking ruins of melted silicon. The attack isn't designed to kill everyone immediately. It's designed to blind you, silence you, and leave you stumbling in the dark while the real war begins. Somewhere over the Atlantic, bombers are already airborne. Submarine-launched ballistic missiles are breaking the surface in coordinated waves. The nuclear triad, that cold phrase from textbooks, is now fully active, and you have no idea what's happening beyond your street. The confusion is worse than the blast. You step outside. Your neighbor, a retired engineer, is standing in his driveway holding a flashlight. "Did you see it?" he asks. You nod. He looks at his watch, an old analog one that still works. 4:19, he says. We've got maybe 6 hours before the fallout arrives, depending on wind patterns. You don't ask how he knows. Everyone who lived through Cold War drills remembers the math. The particles, the isotopes, the invisible death that rides the wind. He tells you to seal your windows, fill every container with water before the pressure drops, and stay inside for at least 48 hours. You go back in and start moving. The water runs for 11 minutes before it stops. You fill the bathtub, the sinks, every pot and bottle you can find. Your hands shake as you tear duct tape from the roll, sealing the edges of windows and doors. You don't know if it will matter. You do it anyway, because doing nothing is worse. Outside you hear engines. Not cars, those are dead. Diesel engines. Military trucks with older shielded electronics rumble past, heading toward the city center. You catch a glimpse of soldiers in MOPP suits, chemical protective gear, their faces hidden behind masks. They don't stop. They don't wave. They have orders, and you are not part of them. By 6 a.m., the sun rises on a world that has fractured. The power grid is gone, not temporarily down. Gone. The SCADA systems that control the flow of electricity across continents are corrupted, melted, or manually shut down to prevent cascade failures. The backup generators at hospitals kick in, but they have fuel for maybe 72 hours. After that, life support machines become expensive furniture. The water treatment plants lose pressure. Within 12 hours, municipal water systems in major cities stop delivering clean water. The toilets still flush once, using the water left in the pipes. After that, sanitation becomes a medieval problem. The financial system collapses in silence. No dramatic bell ringing, no traders shouting. The servers that held your bank balance, your retirement fund, your mortgage details are either offline or worthless. ATMs are black rectangles. Credit cards are plastic souvenirs. The invisible architecture of modern wealth, built on electricity and trust, evaporates. The money in your wallet is the only money that exists now. And even that is only valuable if someone believes it is. By noon, people stop believing. The supermarkets are the first flashpoint. You watch from your window as cars, the few that still run because they're old enough to lack computer chips, converge on the grocery store 3 blocks away. The doors are locked. The automatic sliders need power. Someone smashes the glass with a crowbar. The flood begins. People don't walk in. They run, they grab, they shove. You see a woman clutching a cart piled with canned goods, her face blank with determination. A man tries to take a case of water from her. She hits him with a can of beans. He stumbles back, bleeding from the temple. No one helps him. No one stops her. The social contract, that invisible agreement that kept people civil, is shredding in real time. You make a decision. You're not going out there. Not yet. You have 3 days of food if you ration. You have water for maybe 5 days if you're careful. You have a battery-powered radio, the kind your grandfather used. You dig it out of the closet, insert fresh batteries, and turn it on. Static. You scan through the frequencies. More static. Then, faintly, a voice. ... This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. A state of war exists between the United States and the Russian Federation. Multiple nuclear detonations have been confirmed on U.S. soil. Citizens are advised to shelter in place. Do not attempt to evacuate unless ordered by local authorities. Repeat, shelter in place. The voice is calm, too calm. It's a recording, looped, playing on every frequency. There's no new information, no updates, just the same sentences repeating. You realize that the people who were supposed to manage the crisis are either dead, hiding, or have no way to communicate. The government, that vast machine you paid taxes to, has been decapitated. Continuity of government protocols have activated. Somewhere in a bunker, officials are making decisions, but you will never hear from them. The chain of command is broken at your level. You are on your own. By the second day, the smell begins. Garbage trucks aren't running. Trash piles up on curbs. In the summer heat, it rots fast. But that's not the worst smell. The worst smell comes from the bodies. Not everyone made it inside. Some were caught in their cars when the EMP hit. Heart attacks, crashes, strokes from panic. They lie where they fell. No one moves them. No one has the authority, the equipment, or the will. The dead are someone else's problem now, and there is no someone else left. The radiation arrives on schedule. You don't see it. You don't feel it. But your neighbor with the Geiger counter, the one who seemed paranoid a week ago, knocks on your door, wearing a mask and gloves. He holds up the counter. It clicks, faster than background radiation. Not fatal yet, but climbing. Fallout from the strike-up wind, he says. Stay inside. Don't eat anything that was outside. Don't drink rainwater. You nod. He moves to the next house. This is what survival looks like now. Information shared between strangers who might have ignored each other before. The nights are the hardest. Without street lights, the darkness is total. You sit in your sealed room with a single candle burning, rationing even the light. You hear sounds, footsteps, voices, breaking glass. Someone is moving through the neighborhood, checking doors, looking for unlocked homes. You sit in the dark with a kitchen knife in your hand, barely breathing, praying they don't try your door. They don't. This time. But you know they'll be back. Desperation is rising like floodwater, and everyone is drowning. On the third day, the first gunshots echo through the streets. You can't tell who's shooting or why. Maybe looters. Maybe homeowners defending their property. Maybe someone who snapped under the pressure. The difference doesn't matter anymore. The sound itself is the message. Violence is now the language of survival. You realize that the people who prepared, who stockpiled, who learned skills, are now targets. If you have food, you're rich. If you have water, you're a king. And kings get overthrown. The geopolitical machinery grinds on, invisible to you, but reshaping the world. NATO's Article 5 has been invoked. An attack on one is an attack on all. But what does that mean when communications are severed, when capitals are burning, when the leaders who would coordinate the response are ash or hiding? When communications are severed, when capitals are burning, when the leaders who would coordinate the response are ash or hiding. Somewhere submarines are launching their payloads. Somewhere bombers are dropping their cargo. Somewhere missile silos are emptying. But you don't see any of it. You only see the sky glow orange at night, distant cities burning, and wonder if yours is next. The hierarchies are inverting. The billionaire who lived in the mansion on the hill is now just another mouth to feed with no power. No security team that shows up, no leverage. The plumber who knew how to fix things, the farmer who grew food, the veteran who remembered field craft, these are the new elite. Skills matter now, connections don't. Your college degree is worthless. Your ability to start a fire without matches is priceless. By day 4, the first refugees appear. Not from foreign countries, from the city. They walk because cars don't work. They carry what they can in backpacks and garbage bags. They knock on doors, begging for water, for food, for shelter. Some doors open. Most don't. You watch from behind your curtain as a family with 2 small children sits on the curb, exhausted. The mother is crying. The father stares at nothing. You want to help. You have half a gallon of water left. If you share it, you might not have enough. You don't open the door. You hate yourself for it. But you don't open the door. The information vacuum is maddening. You don't know if this is global or regional. You don't know if other countries are intact or also burning. You don't know if help is coming or if there is no help left to come. The radio still plays the same looped message. You scan shortwave frequencies and catch fragments. A voice in Russian, a voice in Mandarin, a voice in Spanish frantic describing riots in Caracas. You piece together a picture from shadows. This isn't one war. It's many wars, all happening at once, all connected, all feeding the same collapse. The rats appear on day 5. With garbage piling up and no predators, they multiply. You see them in broad daylight, bold and fat, scurrying through the streets. Disease will follow: cholera, typhus, dysentery. The invisible killers that plagued humanity for millennia are returning because the systems that kept them at bay, clean water, waste treatment, antibiotics, are gone. You boil every drop of water you drink now, even though it uses up your fuel. You have no choice. The government broadcasts change on day 6. A new voice different from the recording. A general, maybe, or someone pretending to be one. He announces safe zones. Locations where FEMA, the National Guard someone, is distributing food and water. He lists coordinates. You don't have a working GPS. You find an old paper map and try to match the numbers. The nearest location is 15 miles away. You'd have to walk through fallout, through chaos, with no guarantee that the safe zone is real or that you'd be let in. You decide to wait 1 more day, maybe 2. The children are the worst part. You hear them crying at night, hungry, confused, asking questions their parents can't answer. Why is the TV broken? When is school? Where's Grandma? The parents lie. They say everything will be okay. But their voices crack. The children sense it. They stop asking. That silence is worse than the questions. By the end of the first week, a new rhythm emerges. You wake before dawn. You check your perimeter. You ration your food. You listen to the radio. You avoid the windows. You sleep lightly. This is the new normal. Not recovery. Not rebuilding. Just endurance. 1 day at a time. 1 hour at a time. You stop thinking about the future because the future is a luxury you can't afford. You focus on the present, the next meal, the next sip of water, the next sunrise. You walk for 2 hours before you see another person who isn't running or hiding. An old woman sits on her porch, rocking slowly in a wooden chair that creaks with each movement. She watches you approach with eyes that have seen too much. You nod. She nods back. "Where are you headed?" she asks. Her voice is steady, unbothered by the smoke on the horizon. You tell her about the safe zone, the coordinates from the broadcast. She laughs, a dry sound like leaves scraping pavement. "Ain't no safe zones, honey. Just places where the dying happens slower." You ask if she needs anything, water, food. She shakes her head. "I'm 83. Lived through 1 war already. Don't intend to run from another." She rocks and watches as you continue down the road. You don't look back. The landscape changes as you move away from the suburbs. Fields that were green a week ago are now brown and withered. The crops are dying because no one is irrigating them. The farmers are either dead, fled, or hiding like everyone else. You pass a dairy farm. The barn doors are open. Inside, cows bellow in pain, their udders swollen because no one has milked them. The sound is horrible, primal. You want to help, but you don't know how. You keep walking. Nature doesn't pause for human catastrophe. It simply reclaims what was always hers. You reach a small town by afternoon. Population 1,200, according to the sign. Was 1,200. Now it's impossible to know. The main street is empty except for an overturned police car and shattered storefront windows. You move carefully, staying close to buildings, watching for movement. You hear voices, angry voices. You peer around a corner and see a group of men surrounding another man on his knees. They're accusing him of hoarding. He swears he isn't. One of them hits him with a rifle butt. He falls. They drag him toward a building. You turn away. You can't stop it. You can't save everyone. You can barely save yourself. The moral calculations have changed. A week ago, you would have called the police. You would have intervened. You would have recorded it on your phone and posted it online. Now there is no police, no phone, no online. There is only the immediate choice: get involved and risk death, or keep moving and live with the guilt. You choose guilt. Guilt is survivable. A bullet isn't. This is what collapse does. It strips away the luxury of morality and replaces it with the calculus of survival. You find an abandoned gas station on the edge of town. The pumps are dry, the store ransacked. But in the back office, behind a locked door you kick open, there are supplies, not food. Batteries, road flares, a first aid kit, a pair of work gloves, a paper map of the region, more detailed than yours. You take it all. This is looting, technically. But ownership is a concept that requires enforcement, and there is no one left to enforce it. Property rights have dissolved. Possession is the only law now. The map shows a state park 20 miles north. Dense forest. A lake. Isolated. You make a new plan. The safe zone broadcast might be real. It might also be a trap, a way to concentrate desperate people for easier control or elimination. The park offers a different option: resources, cover, distance from the chaos. You adjust your route and keep moving. By evening, your feet are blistered and your water is nearly gone. You spot a stream running parallel to the road. The water looks clear, but you know better. Giardia, bacteria, runoff. You need to boil it. You leave the road, move into the trees, and start gathering wood. You use a lighter from the gas station to start a small fire. You boil water in a metal cup you found. It takes 20 minutes. You drink it hot because you can't wait for it to cool. It burns your throat, but it's clean? Probably. You refill your bottles and boil more. Hydration is survival. Dehydration is death. Simple math. The forest at night is a different world. No light pollution. No sounds of traffic or sirens. Just crickets, wind, and the distant howl of something that might be a dog or might be a coyote. You don't make a shelter. You don't risk a fire after dark. You sit with your back against a tree, knife in hand, and watch the shadows. Sleep comes in fragments. 5 minutes here. 10 minutes there, your brain won't shut down. Every sound is a threat. Every rustle is an enemy. This is hypervigilance. This is what prey animals feel every moment of their lives. You've joined them. Dawn breaks cold and gray. You're stiff, exhausted, and alive. That's a victory. You eat half a can of beans. Cold, you ration. The park is still 15 miles away. You start walking.